gentlemen, welcome to Geeky Breaking News. Now the channel is live from IFL and I am CHHAB Chanrachna, will be your news anchor for our hot news today. Okay, so today our headline is the news of the marriage between a lady from cultured family Juliet with Kingsman Count Paris. You know, what even more surprising and interesting about this news is that Thibault, who is Juliet's cousin, have just been murdered a day before this event. Wow, you know, his funeral have just happened, and now there is another news that Lord Capulet is arranging marriage for his only daughter Juliet with Kingsman Count Paris. Wow, it sounds sudden, right? What has the decision? And you know, now this news is trending. Like, it have been talked all across Vietnam. A lot of people they don't understand why Lord Capulet decided like this, and they believe there will be something behind this event. So today, we are Geeky Breaking News. We bring for all of you to see what exactly happened to this case. Especially, we are going to find out about the true reason behind this event. Okay, so don't waste time. In order to see more detail, I would like to give the floor to our interviewer, Chita, from Capulet House.
Thank you so much, Rachna, for giving me the floor. And ladies and gentlemen, right here, right now, live stream from a place where we all expected to see a big wedding of the Capulet family. It's the wedding of Juliet and Count Paris. Well, actually, the controversial of the wedding has been trending all over the internet, and I'm right here to find out the truth behind this event. And now let's go with me together, because I have found a very important person who we expected to answer every question and expected to know everything about the Capulet family. Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Well,
My name is Joe Shu.
thank you, Joe.
I'm living near the Capulet house.
Well, actually, I had something to ask you related to the wedding, and you know anything that why Lord Capulet married his daughter so fast?
I think it's because of Count Paris, who is kingsman to Queen Elizabeth. He has power and wealth as well. And also, Thibault had died recently, so the Capulet don't have any strong men to protect their family. I think Lord Capulet want to make this wedding happening so fast because he so that he can rely on Count Paris' power to protect his family.
Thank you, sir. And another question is that have you seen or heard anything unusual happen in the house recently?
Yeah. Actually, I see Juliet and her parents had an argument with each other. Yeah, and I heard Juliet yell at her parents. Yeah, but it's not her behavior that we have known her before.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it might be something unusual behind it.
Thank you, Joe, too.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Hello, sir. I'm Socheata. I'm from Kiki. What's new from IFL? Well, actually, the people very concerned about your daughter's wedding. Well, the thing is that your nephew Thibault just being killed recently. And how come you decide to marry your daughter Juliet with Count Paris that fast, sir?
Yes, I know that Juliet is depressed because of Thibault death, and I believe that this is the best way for her to bring her back to the normal condition, and also reduce her sadness. And you know, I really love her. I don't want her to be mournful for a long time.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And another question is that, you know, your neighbor have seen or heard anything unusual happen in your house. The thing is that they have seen your daughter Juliet scream and fight in your house. Is there anything behind this?
Yes, I think similarly feel uncomfortable and depressed about the cousin death, and nothing happened in my house. Just a short argument.
Okay, short afternoon.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your
You're
time.
welcome.
Dear our audience, I hope this would answer all your concern and all your question about the most powerful family's wedding is Juliet and Count Paris. And now let's head back to the our new reporters, Rachna. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ita, for your interview. So, ladies and gentlemen, after hearing interview from Lord Couchlet and a neighbor, we can learn more about the aspect of the wedding and also the reason behind this wedding from Lord Couchlet. But now, we are going to dig deeper into this case. And in order to do this, we are Kiki breaking you also invite 3 special guests who are students from IFL, such as Venerable Leang, Mrs. Sivlinh, and Loeung, come here and do a discussion about this case. Okay, so the first time, now I would like to invite our first speaker, Venerable Leang, to share about his idea. So very good evening, Venerable Leang. Okay, so yeah, we're glad to have you here. And now I would like you to share with us about your perspective related to this event, especially I want you to share about idea related to Lord Couchlet's decision and his daughter Juliet.
Thank you, Regina, for inviting me. And for by my view, Juliet is a loyal, loving, and obedient woman. She loves Romeo too much, even though they got married for 3 hours. Anyway, her father, Lord Couchlet, forced her to marry Count Paris Soras after Thibault was dead. But she rejected to marry with him because she didn't want to get married twice. However, after that, she consents, agreed to marry Count Paris because she didn't want to reduce her family reputation. Yes. And for about my feeling, I feel disappointed and unhappy about this. But we have to look at back then this case. It can be a positive or negative side about Lord Couchlet. For positive side, he wanted to keep her family, fame, prestige, and power in society, so that he forced her daughter to marry with Count Paris Soras. For about negative side, he forced her daughter to marry Soras without asking her feeling or her affection of Count Paris. Furthermore, for about my perspective, I think we shouldn't compel someone to marry someone else without asking her feeling. As we all know that partner is very important for their future life. If they got married with the wrong people, they will not live together happily. Yeah. They will have an argument, and after that they will divorce, and they will regret forever. That's all for my idea. Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much, Bong, for your sharing. Okay, so not the first time. Now I would like to invite our second speaker, Mrs. Loeung, to share about her idea about her perspective related to the case. Okay, so yeah, very good evening, Loeung.
Thank Rachna for having me here. From my perspective, after I heard about Juliet's marriage, I strongly agree with Lord's decision to let Juliet marry with Count Paris. As a father, he thought that Count Paris is the most suitable groom for his daughter because of his property, and he also came from higher classes. So he had conflict with himself that he had to force his innocent and young daughter to marry early, although the first time he said that he didn't force her to marry if she not agree. However, as the Lord of Couchlet, after the protector of the family, Thibault, died, the Couchlet is in crisis and their power is weakened. So, based on psychoanalysis criticism, Juliet married with Count Paris is the best choice to escape from being fear of getting attacked and the need of protector. And Count Paris is the suitable one because he is a kinsman of the prince. So after their marriage, the Couchlet will be the strongest in Verona and they will recover their power again.
Yeah, thank you very much, Vouchlorng, for your idea, for your sharing. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to hear about our third speaker. But ladies and gentlemen, as usual, after hearing our third speaker, we will respond to our view comment on Twitter. Okay, so yeah, now I would like to invite our third speaker, Mrs. Sivlinh, to share about her idea.
Chanrachna, by the way, I totally disagree with Lord Capulet and what he said. It is not about his worry with Julia feeling bad after table slang, but because of his own reason. His real purpose, I think he needs to protect himself from Montague. So he wants to win Montague over and over is the revenge between both family, Montague and Capulet. This is the reason he forced Julia to reach his own duty without asking her. For Julia, she married by her feeling with no discussion with her parents. She is broke the social rule in her century. And Julia should tell her parents the truth of her marriage with Romeo rather than went to ask Vouchlorng for next plan. If she do so, she may not die in the end of the story. In ad, I would like to express my feeling after learning the story. The author want us to know unfortunate life came from a quite real, even we are living in high social status. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sivlinh, for your sharing. Okay, so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, as I promised, now it's time to respond some comment from our Twitter. Okay, so now let's go to our first comment. Where? Okay, so I got a first question from Mrs. Bupa to Venerable Leang. Leang, from your idea, should Juliet follow her love? Yeah, for her lover. Okay, so now I would like to invite Venerable Leang again to answer this question.
Thank you, Mrs. Bupa, for your question.
Yeah.
I think Juliet should follow her lover because sometimes we have to devote something that we love, just like Juliet chose to die because of her lover Romeo.
Okay, thank you so much, Wong, for your answer. Okay, so now let's go to our next question. Yeah, another question from Mr. Wood to Mrs. Sivlinh. If you are Juliet, which one you choose between Count Paris and Romeo? Okay, that's a good question. Okay, so now I would like to invite Mrs. Sivlinh again in order to answer this question.
So anyway, Romeo went to meet Julia in her room was a bad situation, even if he is her husband, but both families did not recognize. In this case, do you think we can use the window instead of door? If I am Julia, I will accept Count Paris as he is an innocent and follow social norm.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Sivlinh, for your answer. Okay, so now let's go to another comment from our Twitter. Okay, so another comment from Susa. She said like, I do agree with Vouchlorng, and her father, Lord Capulet, let his daughter to marry with King's man is the right thing. Okay, so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, now is it the end of our news today. And firstly, thank you very much to our special guest. Yeah, we're glad to have you here. Thank you very much for your participation. And also, thank you everyone for your attention. Yeah, we will come back next week at the same time. Goodbye.